Hello students, welcome to Pyramid EduTech. This is our second lecture of HTML series. We already have seen so many things in HTML till now. Not so many, but we have already have started and have seen some like H1 tags. We have seen some link tags and all. So now first I just write an AMET abbreviation in this. Okay, and hit enter. Here we will first see an image tag, how we can use upload image in this. Okay, so for uploading an image you just have to type something like this, image source equal to something, and you have to give an alt tag in there. Okay, in this alt tag if you write something called my image, and if I save this for now you can see, if I come here now you can see, if I refresh the page, my image, a broken image, there is no image coming here. Why there is no image? Because I haven't provided any source in this. So for getting us image, what I should have to do is I just come here, random images, I search random images, and in this random images I just copy this link. Okay, I copy image link. Okay, I take this link and I just paste this link for now, and if I save this and if I come here, you can see that this image is coming here. You can control the width of this image. If I write something called width here, width equals to suppose 100 pixels, you will understand more about this, but just understand, if you have to give width, you have to give it in pixels. Px means pixels. So now you can see the size is small. You can increase or decrease or play with this. So this is how you upload your image. Image source, give the source of the image and alt tag and width. After this there is something called HR. You can use HR is for your horizontal row. If you want a line after this, you can write HR. You can see a line there. There are some more stuffs. I write something called, okay, I think this is more than enough. You have understood about the image concepts. We have already have seen all these things. Yeah. So next thing that we will see, which is called table. Okay, next thing that we will see, which is called table. So I just write a normal table so that you can understand what a table is. So for writing a table, first you have to give table, right, like table. Okay, inside this table you have to type something called table head for now. Okay, inside this you have to type table head, and inside table head, okay, you have to give, because it's your heading, T head means it's for your heading, you have to write something called TR, table row. I am giving a row, and inside this row I have two headings. So for that I have to write TH, and I am giving three headings here. I know it's a little complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's just understand, this is a table. Inside this table, this is your heading of your table. I first do that and make you understand what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just writing something called name, something called something say age, and something just salary. Okay, and if I save this, you can see here name, age and salary. This is a table. Okay, I know you can't see this, so what I should do, I should give a style. This is called internal style, you will see, understand later, but for now just write border. Okay, 2 pixels, solid red. This is up to you, whatever you want to give. For now this not this. Okay, so now you can see that I have given a border. So I want, if I want border in between these lines also, so what I can do, I can give, okay, from here also I can give th. Better I just write a style tag. Let's see basic styling. This is just for just for looking, just for looks. I just write all these things. I just write table here. Okay, and I write something called th here. Inside this I am just writing something called border, 2 pixels, solid black. Okay, if I save this, yeah, so now here, okay, here now you can see, okay, I just have to remove this. I just have this is border. Border means outside border. You will understand in CSS part. Just understand for now that this table and th contains a border. Okay. So inside this border, we have our name field, age field, and salary. So why I have done this, you will understand for now. So I just copy this value, and I press something called Shift, Alt, and down arrow. Shift, Alt, and down arrow. 2 times. You can see that replicas of this coming down there, and instead of table head, wherever table head is, I am just typing Control D, and you just write something called T body. Okay, so instead of table head, I am writing T body, and if I save this and if I come here, you can see a body tag. Okay, wait, I have to remove th, and I have to write something called td. Th for table heading, td for table data. So I just write Control D here. Okay, and I just write something called td. Now you can see that this is for td. So if you want border for td also, you just give comma td. Okay, and now you can see that border is coming for everyone. Now instead of name, okay, you can see then instead of name, I just write something called Raj, age 23, salary is near about 30,000. Okay, same like Rahul, age 32, salary 1 lakh or 10,000, I don't know. Okay, so now you can see that name is Raj, Rahul. You can see list of table. Name is Raj, Rahul, age is this one, salary is this one. So it looks quite good now. If you want that, there is one more property which is called border collapse. These all are CSS. Okay, don't worry about all these things. This is just a CSS. You will understand when we do CSS. Now it looks much better. Okay, if you want, you can give some padding also. Don't worry about this. We will cover all these portions for now. Yeah. Now name, age, salary. It looks good. Name is Raj, Rahul, age is this one, salary is this one. So this is how you're gonna play with your table. Okay, this is how you're gonna play with your tables. So inside tables there are something called what I can say, table, row, column, or row span and column span. Yeah, row span and column span. So what is this row span and column span? So I just tell you. So suppose this is just understand the concept. So this is your row. You can see that this is your row. So I want age to be covered in both of this. Both of this will be covered by age only. Okay. So what I can do, I just comment this salary for now, and here in our th, okay, I write something called row span, and I just give 2 here. Now see what happens. Okay, wait. For this, I think I have to remove. For now, just ignore this. We will see that later on. For now, just understand this much of concept. But there are concepts which we will see later. For now, just understand that this is name Rahul and this much. This is how it works. Okay. Now I remove all these things and I write same code again. If you want, okay, I just write something called table head. For now, just I'm just removing this. Just try to do it for till now. Just do it this much of thing. Okay. After doing all these things, we will see row span, table span, every sort of things. After doing all those things, if you want to know more about this, just read the documentation. Just go through all this documentation. Refer W3 schools there. In live classes, we will do all these things. So we are done with table. In live class, we will see all these things in too much detail. Now the next thing that we will see something called forms or inputs. Okay, forms, inputs, something like this. Okay, so inside this form, so I should write something called form tag. Okay, so in this form I have something called action. Okay, and if I write something called backend.php, I'm just writing, you don't have to write this. So this is for your backend. Okay, don't write this for now. If you write, this will send your codes to the backend server. So form, you can submit your data, and in React you can see something called on submit method. Yeah, you can see on submit method here. So not for now. We will see there are something called method also, method which is called, see, if I write something called method, this should be posts. You can see here post, get. There are so many methods also in form tag. For now, just we just write some basic codes in this. First thing I will write is your input tag. So if I write something called input type equals to text, this is remember earlier, okay, earlier I have, when I have written something called image tag, I have given self closing tag. In form, in input button also it's a self closing tag. Self closing tag means that you don't have to do anything with this, you just have to close this here only, not like this title and you are closing title. No, you have to self close this. And there is something called a placeholder also, and placeholder you can write something called enter text. And if I save this and if I come here, you can see an input button here. You can see an input button, and inside this enter text is your placeholder. Placeholder is for just for showing that what you have to do. You have to write something. I am writing my name, so you have to do something like this here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, there are multiple things that I want to show in this. Instead of text, I can write something called password. I can write email. We do have a number also. So you will understand the difference of all these things. And what I should do, I should tag something called br tag here. Yeah, so that everything comes into new line. Okay, now you can understand here. Enter text, enter password, enter email, enter and not text, it's number. Okay, you can see number here. So in text you can type anything, but in password if you type anything now, it will not be appeared. But if you click here, you can see all these things. But if you don't want to see, you just remove all these things. Yeah, and in this email, if you type anything, okay, it will not get submitted. I tell you why it not get submitted. I just click here, I just come here and I just type input colon. If I type input colon submit, you can see that input type submit value equals to, I can give submit here, submit value or submit here. If I save this, now you can see a button here, submit here. And if I type anything in this email tag, and if I click on this submit tag, you can see that we need an @ in email, means it's a validation here. And in this text, it's a number. I just write number here. Okay, if I save this, and now you can see it's a number. Okay, oh sorry, I guess wrong place. Now you can see enter number. So if I type, you can see if I type anything, nothing will be typed. Okay, but if I type something called 1 2 3, because it's a number, it can be entered. So you can enter number plus minus any number here, but you can't enter any ABCD or something characters like that. So this is how, there are multiple things in this. Okay, there are multiple things. There are something called input buttons, input colon. If you write input colon, you can see many things. Okay, you can just see, you can see something called date here. Okay, if I save this, I can see a date here. Yeah, I can see the calendar here, I can see the date here. Yeah, so if I come here, if I type input colon, okay, I can see something called file here. If I save this, I can see that we do have our file. We can choose file from our folders. Okay, you can choose files, whatever files you want to submit, you can choose that also. Okay, there are multiple things. Okay, I'm not going that much of deep inside it. You can play with yours. I show you one thing that is called input radio button, something called radio button. There is one more thing which is called a checkbox also. So radio, I just writing radio. You will understand why I'm writing this radio. If I have something called to radio button, okay, and if I have something called mail, and suppose I have something called female. Okay, if I save this, yeah, if I save this, you can see male or female here. Yeah, so if I click here male, if I click over here male, female, both are selected. I want only one of them are selected. For this you have to do something in the name tag, in the name in the name attribute. In the name attribute you are write something called gender, and the same name, okay, then the same name no, you have to type here also. And if I save this for now, and if I come here now, if I click on male and if I click on female, it will toggle. So there are much more functionality which you can read in documentations. You can go through all these things. We will provide all sources, and in live classes also we will go through each and every concepts. So till now I hope you understand all the concepts about this. Okay, so I just comment this all things for now. One thing I want to show you is not that mandatory, but let me show you one thing which is called a label tag. Okay, I have something called label, and I am writing label for equals to, and suppose I am writing something called name here. Okay, and in this I am just typing something called name colon. Okay, and I'm typing input colon text. Okay, input type text, and inside this id I'm just giving the same id which I have given here. So if I click name and if I save this, if I come here, if I click on this name button, you can see that it's coming here. So you can ask that what is the benefit of doing this. Suppose, okay, let me remove this name for now. Suppose there are multiple input boxes. Okay, there are so many, and I want to target this value, so I can target with the label property. So now if I come here, you can see that there are too many boxes. I want to find my, so I just click here, I just want my box here. So this is how you can play with this. Okay, this is just for targeting values. We will understand this much in detail when we do some projects and all. We will understand much more details. There is one more thing that remains, which is called select box. Okay, so there's something called select. Okay, inside the select you can write something called name here. Select name, I just write something called my car. So you can see my car, I have written my car in, this is 3 cases I have told you: Pascal case, camel case, kebab case. So this is your camel case. You can see first letter is small and another one is capital. Yes, so you follow this convention only. So in this I just write something called car, and after select you have to do something like an options. Okay, not here, not here, okay, here. Okay, so here you have to write something called an option. Okay, so option, you just type something called value, and in value you can give something. Okay, I just give something called Indica. I'm just writing some car names, BMW, Swift. Okay, I don't know, BMW Alto. This is random, you can play with yourself. Okay, I don't remember that much of names, so I'm just giving random names to it. Control C, Control V. Okay, now if I save this, okay, but what is the problem? Okay, I don't have commented this value. Okay, now if I save this value, if I come here, you can see a select box, and you can see a drop down here. Have you seen a drop down? I'll just show you a drop down. Just a minute. So I just show you a drop down. Okay, I show you in images. So you can see a drop down looks like this. Okay, you can see drop down. Just size, increase the size. Okay, now you can see a drop down, like when you click on this, something like this. The same thing you can see here also, same thing you can see here also. It's a drop down. Yeah, if you give some CSS styling property, it does look similar to like this. So there are multiple ways you can play with this. So this is your drop down. So if you write something called selected, okay, you can see by default it is taking the above value, which is indica. I don't want indica to be on the top. I want BMW on the top. So I just write something called selected here. Okay, and if I save this, now you can see that BMW is by default it's BMW. So this is how you're gonna play with select box, and you can create your own drop downs. So for now, I think this is enough for now. Play with this. Whatever things I have told you, just play with it, and you just do it yourself. Okay, you just do it yourself. I have done whatever things I have to show. I have shown you. You just play with all these things. And next class, we will see some more properties like ID and classes.